Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again, Jeffrey Davis. I'm the host, at least I am this week, and also the CEO and founder of Mage LLC, management consulting firm in Newton, Mass. And boy, dealing with change, that's what it's all about, this world of chaos. And if we're going to unravel chaos and people and personnel, who better to talk to every week than Marc Z and have our dose of our Marc Z moment. Hi, Marc.
Jeff, thank you. Great to see you. I appreciate the comparison to unraveling, but it's a continual unraveling.
I won't think that the world is back to normal until I see you on a tennis court with me.
That would be nice. I look forward to that, but that's going to be a little bit longer because of my Achilles recovery. But we'll get through that too.
Well, that will be my new normal, seeing you again. So
thank you, buddy.
Marc, what's the topic du jour?
So Jeff, I just thought we would do an addendum to the discussion about coming back to work. I know we've talked about different variations of what employees have to be looking at and adjusting to with the coming back. And so the latest addendum would be the workplace maskless. People coming back now to the workplace, masks are off, not just in office when you're in your own offices, but now firms are following the CDC guidelines as well as the guidelines set up by the city of Boston and major cities across the country in terms of now not having your masks or not wearing masks. And obviously it's going into restaurants, it's going into the gyms, it's hitting everything that required masks. So the questions that are coming to us, and we're seeing from candidates that we're not vaccinated, what do we do now? What are employers doing now? Because we're still not vaccinated, but we can work remotely. But now a lot of employers are bringing people back to work. They're saying, okay, you can come back to work, maybe not 5 days in the office, but at least 3 days in the office, 2 days remote, or we'll figure something else. However, if we need you to come into the office, you need to be vaccinated, even if we're totally remote right now, even if your job can still stay remote. And those are the issues that companies and firms are grappling with, because there are people that have been handling positions and doing positions that are remote and they still haven't been vaccinated. And it could be, I know several people that are not vaccinated for very valid medical reasons. And I know some people that are interviewing from some jobs that are really qualified and under consideration, but they can't be vaccinated. And so what do we do, Jeff?
You know, that is a tough issue, and I've dealt with it in many places. Some people feel very strongly about not vaccinating. It's not the way I feel. I'm strongly vaccinated. And you want to give me more shots, my arm's ready. But you know, when you're talking about the greater good in an office and company culture, this becomes an important issue for employer and employee, because you have to look at what's good for everyone, and you need to build culture and a sustaining culture in an organization. So I think leaders are being challenged in ways that we never expected to be challenged. And even now, as we're unmasking, people have built a 2-year habit of not going to the office, and they don't want to go to the office 5 days a week.
Right.
And many, especially, and I'm not saying millennials don't feel that way, a lot of the baby boomers I know, they like this routine. It's better than retirement. It's better than before. They sort of see this as a halfway measure. It's like, well, I'm not retired. I get to work, but I don't have to be running around all over the place. Right. And I can appreciate that. So I think it's a real dilemma for people who like fixed models.
Right. I will tell you though, the Gen Zers and the millennials, they really do want to be back in the office. They just don't want to be back maybe full time. They want to be back. They'll take the day or two, but they really want the integration. They've missed that. And a lot of them have started opportunities totally remotely and feel disenfranchised. So you definitely, from a leadership standpoint, you need to have some kind of a plan, a plan that will work throughout the culture where people can be connected. Now, Jeff, there are some really good people out there that are currently handling some jobs of varied responsibility that just cannot be vaccinated. It's not, I mean, there are religious reasons, which I totally respect, but there are also very definite medical reasons, and they just can't be vaccinated, or it will trigger something where it could cause a death, or it could cause severe illness or other issues. And so that's the problem. You're doing a good job. You've been working remotely for the past 2 years. What do you do? And so some firms are just having a all or nothing policy, and they can't do that. Some firms and companies are using workarounds, but that's now that you can go downtown, you can be maskless, you can be talking to your colleagues. There has to be a plan, because if people aren't being vaccinated, they really can't go into the office, because there's not really a herd mentality. So the idea, it's like when some people come into the office that have not had their flu shot, or people that are going to get the flu anyway, and they infect other people. Well, people can still go in the office, and even if you've had a number of vaccines, you can still get the virus. So in a lot of ways, there's been many discussions, and you and I have had them, that we have to learn to live with this virus, for people to live their lives, and for organizations and companies and firms to be able to proceed. But there's got to be, just like with the workplace, there has to be some kind of a system that's developed. And I think that's what continually keeps the people that run organizations up at night. But I think you're going to see some more definite plans coming out in the next few months.
You know, I've always told entrepreneurs, it's not survival of the fittest, it's the survival of the adaptable. And I think what you're saying is entrepreneurs are going to have to be adaptable. Assuming, let's say, the positive, that this virus becomes like the common flu, and, you know, yearly it'll be here, but not as deadly as it once was. You know, we were hoping that most people get their flu shots. Not everybody does. And we're going to have to adapt to this. And we're going to have to adapt to this new pattern of how people see working in offices remotely and at home. So I think it's important that you stay on top of these subjects. That's why we have a Marc Z moment. And if somebody wants to contact you, how would they find you, Marc?
Well, first of all, Jeff, just Google Marc Z, M-A-R-C and the letter Z, and we'll come right up. Or Marc Z Legal, MarczLegal.com, or 617-338-1300.
Thank you very much. And I look forward to my next week with my next Marc Z moment.
Thank you.